What up YouTube, this is DavidLeeT back again with a new video. Today we're going to take a look at my Lightgun collection. We got 10 guns here and 16 games that goes with all these, you know. And one of my friends, Henry Blazer 20, he's a great YouTuber here on the tube. He asked me to go over a couple of these for him. So I finally got enough time to do a video. His link will be down below. You guys please go check him out. Real nice guy. Got a lot of funny videos I'm sure you guys will enjoy. But the first one here we're going to go over. We're going to start from the oldest to about the newest. First one we're going to go over is the NES Zapper. This is the Nintendo Zapper. This is the gun used for Duck Hunt and various other games on the regular Nintendo. Pretty good. Has the patented cool action thing there. Yeah, everybody knows of this one, so you know, pretty cool. And the next one here is the Sega Light Phaser. This is for the Sega Master System. Really cool light gun. You can use it on games like Rambo 3 on the Sega Master System and a few others. I currently don't have any Master System games, but since the Goon 02 hooked me up with the power converter, now I can unleash some light gun action with this bad boy. Okay, now the next one we got here is the Konami Justifier. This is for the Sega Genesis, and it can also be used on the Sega CD. And as you see down here, it's got like a little phone jack thing. The other gun is bright orange, kind of like the Gun Con 2, but it looks like a revolver like this, and it plugs into the bottom of that, and you can use 2 players. But this gun is exclusively for Lethal Enforcers on the Sega Genesis and Lethal Enforcers 2. But I think you can also use it on a few games on Sega CD. I gotta look into that. But I heard you can use this on there, so that's pretty cool. Now the next one we have here is for the Sega Dreamcast. This is the Sega Starfire Light Blaster. This is a pretty decent gun. It has a auto fire switch and a auto reload switch, as you can see up here. A little diagonal pad and a start and B button. On the other side is another B button and start. And this second trigger here, you can push it for reload. And then up here at the top, this little slot, you can slide in memory cards, or you can put a rumble pack in there, and it gives you that you know, the rumbling when you fire. But this can be used on House of the Dead 2 and various other light gun games on the Dreamcast, like the Sega Smash Pack with Virtual Cop 2. I gotta get that bad boy, but it's a pretty good light gun. Not one of the best, but it gets the job done. Now the next one here is the Gun Con 1 for the Sony PlayStation or PS1. This is probably the most famous of the light guns, and it feels the best. Got a kind of a heavy feel to it, shaped like a futuristic Magnum or something. The only flaw I have with this gun is that, like on Time Crisis, when you gotta duck and get up, you gotta push this, which means you can't use the gun one-handed, you know. You gotta have your other hand up here. But nonetheless, the calibration on this bad boy is flawless. Probably the best light gun on the PS1. And this one works for Time Crisis and the other Time Crisis game on PS1. Project something, I can't remember the name of it. But really good light gun nonetheless. Next one we have here is the Nyko Super Cobra. This is a great light gun. I done a little gameplay with this one. The one called Beer plus Time Crisis equals awesome. The cool thing about this, when you fire the trigger or pull the trigger, You'll see lights go across this, kind of gives you that laser gun feel. Also down here there is a reload switch and a auto fire switch. And the cool thing about this, you can set it to normal, pull the trigger 10 times at the screen, and it will calibrate to any game on its own. You don't have to go into the calibration mode like on most games. And another thing here on the back, it has a mode to where you can switch to Konami or Namco. So if you got a game that doesn't use the GunCon 1 and uses the Konami justifier, like Area 51 for example, you can switch this bad boy to Konami mode, and it tricks the game and makes it think you're using a Konami justifier. But if you're using it on Namco games like Time Crisis or Time Crisis 2, you can switch it to Namco, and the PlayStation thinks it's a GunCon. So this gun is really, really good. Calibration is great. I very highly recommend this or the GunCon 1 if you're using it for Time Crisis. And probably my favorite on the PlayStation next to the GunCon 1. Now the next one we got here is the GunCon 2. This is used for Time Crisis 2 or Time Crisis 3 or Time Crisis, I can't remember the name of it, Crisis Zone on PS2. This is hands down the best gun on PS2 in my opinion. On the back here it has a diagonal pad. This makes it a lot easier for ducking in Time Crisis. And up here we have a start button, as you can see. And on the side, underneath the cord here, on both sides, there's an A and a B button, which you can use for like special weapons, or you can also use it for ducking and getting up. I just find the diagonal pad a lot easier, you know, because you could use it with one hand and just do that as you fire. But this also works on Vampire Knight, on Ninja Assault, Time Crisis 2, Time Crisis 3, and Crisis Zone. So this is a very, very good light gun, very light, easy to hold, and probably hands down the best calibration of any gun on the PS2 in my opinion. Now on to the next one here. These two here are called Aerial Assault light guns. These are for the Xbox. These are kind of more third party. As you can see, there's a start button here, a back button, and also a little switch here where you can make it go to burst or auto fire. And these work for House of the Dead 3. I don't know of any other games these work on. I haven't tried them on any other game. But the calibration on these are decent. They're not flawless like on the GunCons. But still, they get the job done. And they have this little Uzi switch, as you can see. You can push it up and make it like a pistol, or pull them down and it's like a Uzi. And these are pretty good. You can get them really cheap on eBay. You can get them for like $8 with free shipping. And if you need a light gun, I don't highly recommend these, but if you can't find one and you're kind of low on cash, I would go after these bad boys. And those are the aerial assaults. Also here on the back there's a little joystick for walking, and the white black buttons like on the Xbox controller. Forgot to mention that. So there's those. And then I saved the best for last here. This is the Silent Scope light rifle. As you can see here, there's a stock on the back, a scope on the top, and a barrel there at the end. You can also pump this right here and it reloads. This also has auto fire switches and buttons just like the Xbox controller. And the cool thing about this is you can remove the barrel, the scope, and the stock, and it's like a shotgun. Like, you know, if that was gone, you know, it'd look like that. It's a lot lighter that way and a lot better that way for House of the Dead 3. So if you're going to play House of the Dead 3 with this, I recommend you remove the barrel, stock, and scope. But and just go with the shotgun, you know. But if you're going to play silent scope, hands down, keep it like a scope, you know. Makes it a lot easier. But really, really good light gun for the Xbox. If you're going to go with a light gun for the Xbox, I would highly recommend this one over the Uzi ones I showed you, the aerial assaults. But this one's going to be a lot more pricey. Altogether, I won this boxed and complete for $10 plus $8 shipping. So in all, about $18 for it boxed and complete. But really great light gun nonetheless. Now I'm going to go over a few games that can be used with these light guns. We'll start with Genesis here. Here's Lethal Enforcers. This works for the Konami Justifier, the little I forget what you call it, the little revolver. I had a brain fart there, but that one works exclusively for this, and I'll get my wife to hand me the gun, that way you can see. Yeah, the Justifier works exclusively for that. And then we got Terminator 2, the arcade game. This one uses the Sega Menacer. It's kind of like the Super Scope bazooka on the Super Nintendo, but I don't have that gun yet. I'll get it here soon. And that's the gun used for this bad boy. Really fun, great arcade smash hit. Looking forward to getting that gun. Then for the Nintendo Zapper, you have games like these that can be used for it. The Adventures of Bayou Billy, Hogan's Alley, and Duck Hunt. Everyone knows of the Nintendo Zapper. I don't really got to go over these too well. All great games, and the Zapper works really well on all three. Now on to Sony. We got Time Crisis 1, Die Hard Trilogy, and Die Hard Trilogy 2. I can get that out so you guys can see it. Die Hard Trilogy 2. I don't have the original case for Die Hard Trilogy. I bought this and it came with part 2, so I was like, damn. But these are all PlayStation 1 light gun games, and Area 51 as well. Die Hard Trilogy 1 and Die Hard Trilogy 2, you have to use the Konami Justifier. If you can't find it, I recommend the because it, as I said earlier, you can change it to Justifier mode, and it works for Die Hard 1, Die Hard 2, or Area 51, because all three of those games are Konami Justifier games. So if you're wanting to play these, you're going to have a Justifier. So I recommend getting the Cobra, because it's kind of like two birds, one stone. You know what I'm saying? Then you got Time Crisis 1, probably the most popular light gun game. This one uses the GunCon 1. The GunCon 1 on the PlayStation 1, which is this one, as I said earlier. And the only thing about that is the ducking mechanic. You got to use two hands. But great game. And there's also another Time Crisis game, as I mentioned earlier. But then you got Sega Dreamcast, House of the Dead 2. And for it, you want to use the Starfire Light Blaster for the Sega Genesis. There's other light guns you can use for that bad boy, but I think the Light Blaster's the best one. And House of the Dead 2, great game. I'm sure all of you guys know of it. Really fun light gun game. Then you got House of the Dead 3, and this is for original Xbox. I personally use the shotgun, the Super Scope shotgun, but you can use other light guns on it. Really highly recommended light gun game. Great graphics, balls to the wall action. Can't recommend this one enough. And then you got PlayStation 2 light gun games. The Time Crisis series, Time Crisis 2 and Time Crisis 3. These use the GunCon 2, but you can also use the Naco Super Cobra on Time Crisis 2. Probably the best light gun games on the PS2, in my opinion. Extremely fun, especially this one. You just can't play 2 players on it. If anyone knows how to play 2 players on this, please fill me in. But if I had to recommend extremely fun light gun games, I'd recommend these. Then you have Resident Evil Dead Aim. Really fun light gun game. Gets a little slow at some points, but really fun nonetheless. And this one uses the GunCon 2. And you'll have to have the GunCon 2 because you need that little directional pad to make your player move. And it switches from first-person shooting to or whatever. It switches back and forth through modes. You'll know what I mean when you play it. Really fun game though, Capcom title. And then you have Ninja Assault, which uses the GunCon 2. It's a pretty decent game. You can get it for 99 cents on eBay complete with like $3 shipping. And it's not the best light gun game, but if you want something, you know, something new to play, to use your other light guns, this is something you can get for pretty cheap, and it's decently fun. It's not bad at all. Then you have Vampire Knight, which is a pretty rare light gun game to get a hold of. This one's probably going to run you around 10 bones on eBay if you're going to go the eBay route. Really fun, very similar to House of the Dead series, but it's basically House of the Dead with vampires instead of zombies. Really fun Namco title, as you can see. And if I had to recommend a game that wasn't Time Crisis on the PS2 that was light guns, hands down Vampire Knight. You guys please go check this out if you haven't heard of it yet. You'll have plenty of hours of fun on this, and it also uses the GunCon 1, as does Ninja Assault. So you can play 2 players on these, and you and a friend can have fun together shooting up some bad guys. But that's my light gun collection and games I've gotten so far. I know I still need a shit ton of them, but I'm getting there slowly but surely. I hope you guys enjoyed, and please go check out Henry Blazer 20. His link will be down below. Real cool cat, funny guy, and if you like what he's got, please throw him a sub. Anyways, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. As always, be easy, baby.